Well, the prosecution's star witness took the stand once again today in the trial of Joe Bruno, the former state Senate Majority Leader facing federal corruption charges for a second time. Prosecutors allege that the consulting relationship between Bruno and businessman Jared Abbruzzese crossed the legal line. Now, even though he was called by the prosecution, did Abbruzzese actually help out the defense? Matt Markham is covering this trial for us. He was in the courtroom earlier on today and is live in Albany. Matt, tell us more on what happened today.
Dory, remember, there are two charges specifically in this retrial for Joe Bruno, and the allegation from the prosecution is that he collected thousands of dollars basically for doing nothing except returning favors for that witness, Jared Abbruzzese. And today, the recipient, Mr. Abbruzzese, shared some of his thoughts on what's going on here at the federal courthouse.
I just need to get this ordeal behind me. It is, just going on way too long and takes its toll, let me tell you.
The government's most anticipated witness returned to the stand Friday. Jared Abbruzzese testified that his relationship with Senator Bruno helped boost the businessman's credibility and interests. The witness testified yesterday that Bruno approached him to be a consultant on a plane ride back from Florida. Two other witnesses with both men said they never heard a discussion about an agreement directly. Abbruzzese also had a stake in Evident Technologies, a company which received a $1.5 million state grant in the early 2000s. Abbruzzese indicated he thought former Governor George Pataki was more responsible for the grant than Senator Bruno. Evidence Chief Clint Ballinger testified that Abbruzzese was Evident's biggest financial cheerleader. He also said Bruno was one of the most approachable figures to champion business in upstate New York. Prosecutors also asked him about a fundraiser hosted by Abbruzzese for Senate Republicans after the grant money for Evident seemed to be on the way.
A lot happened here in 14 years in the capital region and in New York State. And I said before, I'm very proud of the role that I played in job creation and nanotechnology and all of the good things that happened.
Along with all of us in the courtroom is CBS 6 legal analyst Paul Darnesian. Thank you, sir, for being here with us. And one of the things I wanted to discuss with you, if I could, was just a little bit about these witnesses. You bring them up there, and they're prosecution witnesses. They seem to answer those questions and make their case, but at the same time, on cross-examination, they seem to help the defense at the same time.
Definitely helping the defense. The defense is doing a good job developing their theory through the prosecution witnesses, but also at the same time, their attitude and demeanor. It makes you wonder, how do people react to that? Are they accepting their testimony when they're cooperative, or are they questioning it and their motives, particularly with Mr. Abbruzzese?
Mr. Abbruzzese also seemed to get a little bit heated or testy, if you want to call it that, at certain times today. I'm sure you noticed that as well.
Oh, absolutely. And the prosecution on redirect tried to get back to some of the issues. For example, the granting of the Naira franchise didn't go his way. But when they started to point out, for example, that was after there was publicity about the investigation beginning. And again, was combative about that. And it goes to something very important, which is how people respond to the impression created by that witness. That's what we don't know, and I think it's an important fact in this case.
Interesting also because Wayne Barr yesterday looked right at the jury instead of the lawyers. We'll talk again on Monday, Mr. Darnesian. Thank you very much. Tuesday will probably be when the prosecution wraps up, and then the defense has indicated it needs 2 days for its case, meaning we could be going to closing arguments by this time next week, and we'll have an update at that time. Reporting now at Federal Court in Albany, Matt Markham, CBS 6 News.